Lefties say all the violence in politics is Republicans' fault.
Because while I do believe political violence has no place in our politics, it's already here. Saying that is like saying money has no place in our politics or the Kardashians have no place in our politics. It's a nice thought.
The Kardashians don't have a place in our politics. Did you see that Kim Kardashian just came out as autosexual? It literally means she's in love with and sexually attracted to herself. They call Trump a narcissist.
But it's a little late, and in large part thanks to this guy. This guy and his movement that relishes in violence against protesters being brutalized by cops, against immigrants being hunted like animals, against women who are bleeding out in their cars because they can't access abortion rights.
They're bleeding out in their cars? Pretty sure that's a healthcare problem, not access to abortion rights. It's funny how us conservatives are called the violent group. When you ask a liberal protester anything, it's Ree! At least you can have a conversation with a Trump supporter instead of a complete meltdown or outright violence.
This is a guy who's inspired mass shooters like the El Paso shooter or the Tree of Life synagogue shooter who said that he voted for Trump even though he wasn't extremist enough for him.
Yep, that's right. Let's blame Trump for influencing other shooters and not talk about him literally being shot because of the left's rhetoric over the past 8 years.
This is a guy who called white supremacists who just murdered a woman very fine people. He suggested that BLM protesters be shot. He called Nancy Pelosi a demented psycho after her husband was attacked with a hammer. And he
allegedly
claimed that we will never take back our country with weakness before a mob attacked the Capitol building. This is a guy whose policies...
Biden's the guy that said we should put Trump in a bullseye and we need to attack.
This is the guy whose policies are violence, and they have claimed lives. So when a 20-year-old registered Republican with an AR-15, a gun that Democrats have tried so hard to get out of the hands of everyday people, attempts to assassinate him, my first thought isn't, oh my God, it's, yeah. Given everything that fits in this busted-ass freak show of a democracy we insist is normal but is everything but. The question is, what are we doing about the political violence other than issuing statements about political violence? And
somehow this has magically twisted and been spun into being Trump's fault.
To me, that means organizing, educating, and come November, voting this violent extremist into oblivion.
The man who was shot is the violent extremist, not the one who pulled the trigger. It's like she's sympathizing with this shooter. She's apologizing for him. She's saying it's because of this environment that Trump created. This was bound to happen. I call bullshit. Here's another lefty blaming the right for violent rhetoric.
This message is for Democrats.
Well, I'm head out. I can already tell from the women's reproductive organs on her shirt that this is going to be a doozy.
You guys, we need to be prepared for what's going on right now. If it feels crazy that Republicans, including our loved ones, are insisting, are outraged, are righteous, are threatening to us because they are claiming we caused the shooting at the Trump rally.
Wow, we've been calling Trump Hitler, Satan, a fascist, authoritarian dictator for years, and someone actually pulled the trigger on him. Wow, don't get mad at us.
Because of our rhetoric. I mean, if I hear one more TikTok video, people are sharing voicemails being left from their mothers and aunts and uncles. Wow, look what you did now. I'm sure you're so happy. You Democrats asked for this with everything you're saying about an innocent man, Donald Trump.
Okay, admittedly, Donald Trump is not that innocent, right? But no one said you had to be the Pope to be the president. MILF, Man, I Love Felons t-shirt available at conservativevibes.com.
Republican politicians are just all over the airways doing the same thing. Listen to me. Those of you who have deconstructed from these Christian religions, these churches, know what I'm about to say. We are being so gaslit. They are gaslighting us. If you don't understand what gaslighting means, look it up.
Code for I don't really understand what it means, so I can't really tell you what it means. So look it up yourself.
It's a form of manipulation. It's whatever it is that person is really guilty of and has been guilty of doing and doesn't want to get caught, doesn't want to lose their power. They turn around and they make the other people calling them out feel crazy by accusing them of doing it.
We're being gaslit. We're washing our hands of this. You're making us feel crazy. It's not our violent rhetoric that caused it. It's yours. She's literally gaslighting the right.
Donald Trump is a narcissist who gaslights. Church leaders who support Trump are narcissists who gaslight. And Trump's supporters who are saying this are trying their best to gaslight. They don't care. They don't care that they're actually putting that final wedge between them and their loved ones who don't support Trump.
You're hurting my feelings. Stop calling me out of my bullshit.
We are being gaslit. Here's my point. We need to stay focused on the real threat. Project 2025.
I already did a video on this, the comparison between Trump's actual agenda, Agenda 47, and Project 2025. But essentially, Project 2025 is made by the Heritage Group. They've been doing this since the Reagan administration. It is a set of conservative recommendations for the Republican candidate. It is not Trump's agenda.
The real threat, all the violence and all the harm that has been directed at Black people, brown people, women.
The real threat isn't actual deranged people with guns. It's racism, sexism,
Gay people, with our rights being stripped left and right.
homophobia.
With all the horrible rhetoric from Trump and from MAGA supporters. I mean, how perfectly can their violence be illustrated than Kid Rock taking a gun and blowing a bunch of Bud Light cans to send a message?
Wow. There's a big difference between sending a message by shooting a bunch of cans of beer and shooting a person. Corey Comparator, who lost his life, the former firefighter, and 2 others who are critically injured. The message has been sent and it's loud and clear. It's that the left will respond with violence towards Trump and his supporters.
Don't be gaslit by this. We have a dangerous movement. They are every bit as dangerous as they always have been. We have to stay the course, support Biden, support and vote all the way down, keep people focused, not only on Project 2025, because there's a whole lot of young people who don't know anything about it.
They don't know anything about it because it's not Trump's agenda.
There's a whole lot of independent people who don't know anything about it. There's a whole bunch of rhino Republicans who don't know anything about it. Heck, even my 22-year-old daughter at her restaurant is walking back in the kitchen and educating everybody at that restaurant about Project 2025. And
I bet they're loving her for it. Tell me how her tips are going.
A 22-year-old can do it, every single one of us can do it. Not to mention the Jeffrey Epstein court release, those records being released, that is huge as well.
Deflect, deflect, deflect.
That's the man half of America wants to put in the White House. Don't be gaslit. When you hear it, when you see it, even on Fox News, know what it is and reject it and stay focused on the truth.
Now, I'm not suggesting we should have a civil war, but all the left is doing is deflecting, deflecting, deflecting. When will they take some responsibility for their rhetoric that has inspired so many people to be okay with an assassination?
Make a wish, Canada. Don't miss Trump next time.
Centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed!
Anyway, what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe to Conservative Vibes if you haven't already. See you next time. Show you stand with Trump, sport your American pride with a We Will Not Fall t-shirt. Available in sizes small to 3XL, made in the USA. Visit conservativevibes.com or click the link below to pick one up today.